All right, guys, here we go. So everyone should have their map out. Just a friendly reminder, on Monday, you have vocab 1 through 10. We're doing primary source. Tuesday, 11 through 20. And Wednesday, we have 21 through 30. Please make sure you are ready to go on Monday. This week, we're doing Africa and East Asia. It's 2 full chapters, in case you haven't figured that out. So, yes, your focus and spice are 1 sheet. However, I would definitely get it done over the weekend, or it's going to be a little tough. So, all right. So, on your maps, here we go. We got Med Sea up here. We have the Canary Islands. Does anyone know what unique item the Canary Islands have that's only found there?
Canaries.
No. Sugar. It's the only place in the world that has it at the moment.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Like not sugar.
Well, sugar cane is sugar.
Wait, but I feel like that's a lot of sugar.
They're the only people in the whole world that have it. No one else.
Wait, but do they just I'm so confused. Like, the whole world uses sugar. And
Yes, I know.
From the Canary
It's the
Islands.
only place where it grows. However, when the Spanish show up in the Americas, guess what they bring with them?
Oh, sugar.
Oh.
Because they're going to start
not
growing
I
it.
thought
now.
Yeah.
you're talking about period 3.
Originally.
Not, oh.
Yeah, originally.
Right now.
Okay.
I was just confused.
Oh, I thought you were saying like right now.
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking about in
that's why
period
I
3
was
when
so
I'm
confused.
teaching you people.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm teaching you period 3 right now.
Well, yeah, but you said right now, and then I got confused.
Well, right now in the time period that I'm doing the map for.
Oh.
This is Egypt. We have Aksum over here, which is a big deal. This is Ethiopia.
Wait, what is the A one?
Aksum, A-X-U-M. What?
What's next to
Egypt, Gawo. Gao. Something like that. Congo. H-A-R-I. Desert. Zimbabwe. Madagascar. Indian Ocean. Red Sea. All right, we got the Atlantic. And then you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. So you have Kingdom of Ghana. Malay Empire. Songhai. Trans-Saharan. Trade route. Maritime trade route. There you go. Perfect. All right, let's do it. So we're going to start with the Kingdom of Ghana. So the Kingdom of Ghana, for me, is going to be dark green. Is going to be located right over here. Huh?
My mom said to check and see if I was on the list. She couldn't remember. She sent me her to do it.
Are you on the list?
No. So I just wondered.
Songhai. So there is your Kingdom of Ghana. Then we have the Malay. The Malay is one of my favorites. We're going to have the richest man in the world is going to be coming from here. The Malay are going to realize that they have gold, rubies, emeralds, and other very valuable items located in their territory. They're also going to become a major trading hub. Oh, Malays for me is going to be blue. A major trading hub. They're also going to be the first empire in Africa to convert to Islam. Now, why would these African people convert to Islam? Why? And it's not because they become religiously devout. Why would they do it, Alex?
So there's the Mayans who just went to Spain, so they're kind of close.
Kind of. You're not. It's not. Actually, it's not a terrible answer. It's not the answer. It's not the best answer. Vendela?
Is it to avoid? Well, I don't know if they have visa, but like taxes on trade items.
No. Guys, what is the most popular religion along the Silk Road? Islam. So, if they convert to Islam, are they going to be more attractive to traders or less attractive? More. So, why do they convert? They do it for what type of reasons? Economic reasons. They convert strictly for economic reasons, and the guy who does it first is Sundita. Sundita converts strictly. He is a non-practicing Muslim, but he calls himself a Muslim just so he can get more trade. Eventually, his grandson, Mansa Musa, is going to be incredibly devout, and he's going to go on a Hajj. He is the wealthiest man in the world, in the history of the world, and we're going to see that he's going to change the world when he does that. All right, so trans-Saharan trade for me is going to start from Cairo, head to Timbuktu, head to Goya. It's going to head from here. Do the best you can. It does not need to be perfect. What's wrong?
The light is weird.
Is it better if it's off?
No, it's not just this person.
Ooh. It's adjusting. It does, but they don't know about that yet. Is that better? I'm trying.
No, that's better.
Is that better? Okay. I'm trying. Alright, and then you have maritime trade. Why is he walking around on his phone, Wally?
That's what my dad does.
Oh my god. Alright, so maritime trade for me is going to be blue lines. So we have trade coming along the Red Sea. It's going to go around and head all the way down to southern Africa. We're going to see that they're going to be stopping off all along the coast. And then we're also going to see that it's going to start peeling off. And where is it going to? India. India. There you go. That's the map. So, color it in. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to, like a minute and 30 seconds to color in. Color quickly, because the other side's much more complicated. It has 8 boxes. Maritime trade. So I really like this week. I think I've told you yesterday that I'm really upset what AP World's going to turn into. I really think it's going to do a disservice to people who study it, because next year with the new content and what I'm supposed to cut out and all that stuff, they want me just to teach Africa as a slave depot, essentially. You got it?
Yeah.
Perfect. And that really offends me, because these cultures we have over here are thriving and booming. Now, when we talk about Africa getting conquered and stuff, it's not because they just give in. Okay, the Europeans are going to show up post-industrialization and show up with guns and weapons that Africa hasn't industrialized to yet. Is that a fair fight?
No.
No. And then they're systematically going to destroy the continent of Africa until they can't, they're completely disorganized and they've exported all of the resources out of Africa. So if you've ever looked at Africa and been like, damn, why can't they figure it out? It's because they've been completely destroyed by European imperialism. Now, the funny thing is, so you know how we just talked about how awful European imperialism was to Africa? You're going to see it firsthand. They're going to destroy, they're going to kill millions of people, destroy the culture, change the culture, the whole thing. Anyway, China's in the middle of doing it right now. So China is in kind of its golden age right now. It is thriving economically and doing all that stuff and has become a world power. China has taken over essentially Central Africa via economy. They've opened over 15 factories, and people in Africa are now making Chinese products.
Wait, right now?
Like right now. They just built a massive train to connect all of these factories together, which is the first thing the Europeans did when they got there. So it's kind of funny how cyclical time is. We're now seeing the Chinese are beginning to really exploit the Africans.
But wouldn't Africans learn that this is happening?
The problem is that because the Europeans came in and essentially stumped their economy so much, right now any economic growth is a huge pro. Because all the European nations refused to allow them to industrialize because they wanted them to be exporting all their goods to them. So they refused to allow them to industrialize. So right now there's no Africa has yet to industrialize, which means they don't have normal jobs that we have. So because of that, their economy is incredibly stagnant. And if your economy is stagnant, how well are people doing? Well or not well at all? Not well. So when a company comes in saying, hey, I'd love to offer your people, I'd love to give your people 5,000 jobs, is that desirable? Mm-hmm. So here we are. Did we learn lessons? Yes. But when people are starving and can't feed their kids and life's really hard, is it hard to give it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the problem we have here. All right, flip it over because we got a lot to do. I'll give you a couple minutes at the very end so you can finish. Here we go. We got the Sea of Japan. Yellow Sea. East China Sea. South China Sea. Bay of Bengal. All right, I'm going to go way over here. We have the Taklamaken desert. Sure. We have Tibet. We have Mongolia. We have the Yellow River. We have Manchuria. We have the Yangtze River. All right, now we have 8 boxes. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nara State. Silla Kingdom. Sui Dynasty. Tang Dynasty. You can sit wherever you like, darling. Jin Dynasty. Jin Empire, just kidding. Southern Tang. Southern Song. Song Dynasty. And then the Grand Canal. There you go.
What is Chin? Or
Jin, J.
Oh, J.
What's up, Chloe?
What's the dynasty after the
Sui, S-U-I. Grand Canal. Alright, here we go. So we're going to start with the Nara State. We'll start at the top and work our way down. The Nara State is going to be your first government in Japan. It is then going to be overthrown, and they're going to create the Bafuku, who are going to be, for me, they're blue, Nara State. They're your first government in Japan. They'll be overthrown eventually, and this will cause a bunch of problems, but we'll get there. And that's going to create a feudalistic government. Have you ever heard of ninjas? Yeah. What's the other word? Samurai?
Yeah.
Samurais aren't ninjas, but samurai are going to be coming up in the feudalistic period. What's the samurai equivalent in Western Europe?
Knight.
A knight, yes. There you go. Okay, so we're going to see a lot of similar. Some people think knights are cool.
They got samurais are a lot cooler.
Yeah, we've got like the. Oh, wait, that might. Like
That's
the
ninjas.
swords. That's a ninja.
Samurais use swords.
Samurais use swords. I know that.
What?
Yeah.
The hell are you people talking about? All right, so the Sui. Now, the Sui is going to be the first dynasty we start picking up with this year, this period. Now, the Sui are known as the builders of China. They are going to build the Grand Canal. Now, the Grand Canal is really cool. Have you ever seen photos of China where they have a bridge over a waterway? And like really pretty ornate bridges and stuff like that? They typically had like these beautiful Chinese women with their super ornate kimonos on and like the beautiful like paper umbrellas. Have you ever seen them? Yes? Okay. That's the Grand Canal. Those super high archway bridges, that's the Grand Canal. Now, the Grand Canal was created by the Sui. I'm going to do that now. It's the very last one. I'm going to make it right now just because we're talking about it. Now, the Grand Canal was used to connect northern and southern China. If you look at all the rivers in China, they go from what direction? East to west. Yeah, they're going east to west or west to east. Fine. But they aren't able to connect the northern part of China. So, north to south. So, they create the Grand Canal, which is going to be allow them to increase the amount of goods that can be moved around China. It's very important. It's an identifying factor in China. Now, the Tang are awesome. I love the Tang. They are the first ones to have the civil service exam, which is going to be fundamental in China for a very long time. They are also going to create the kowtow. They're also going to do the equal field system. They also have a really strong military, and you're about to see how strong.
Whoa.
Now, the Tang are going to be so strong. Okay, the Tang are going to be so strong. Now, as you can see, they've taken all of this territory. What are they really conquering out here? What do they really control? What's happening out here? Silk Road. They're the ones who are going to conquer the Silk Road. So anyone who makes a deal in any of this place, they have to pay revenue to the Tang. Okay? So the Tang are making money hand over fist. They make so much money, they don't collect taxes. Because there's so much business being done in China, they stop collecting taxes from locals and they can just live off the revenue. Now, with a territory this large, do they have a large military or a small military? Large. So imagine having a large military and not needing to collect taxes. That's how much money they were making. So keep that in mind. Now, when you talk about the Tang, you're going to see that they're going to create the equal field system. Okay, that's going to be a land distribution system. It's super effective. It really works really well. And we're going to see that coming up. Now, the Jin Empire, it is going to be pretty small. It's going to go from here to here. There you go. That's it for that. Then we have the Southern Song Dynasty. Now, the Song Dynasty is also a major powerhouse. They are going to be known as the cultural heartbeat of China. Now, under the Song, you're going to see that they're going to create foot binding, gunpowder, movable type. Okay? They're also going to have a crazy complicated bureaucracy, okay, which means the government is going to be highly effective and very, very influential. This is your Southern song. I know there's a lot of layering. Do the best you can. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, and then we have the Song Dynasty, which I'm just going to do an outline of. So if you look at my map over here, if you look at my key, I'm just going to outline the box. Okay, so here we go. And this is the Song. Now the Song Dynasty is going to be the cultural explosion. They're going to have Kabuki theater is going to be created under them. I'm not going to color it in because there's so many layers, but I just did the outline, which is why we labeled our box this way. By the way, I'm done. Okay, so the Kabuki theater is going to be created under them. We're going to see a massive cultural explosion. Now, what is foot binding? Foot binding is what?
Oh,
Jesse.
Where they like wrap their toes together and like try to make their feet really small and like gross.
Yeah, they like.
They break their feet at very small ages, young girls. They break their feet and shove them into these little booties. And the reason is because it was supposed to be a sign of beauty. Now, small feet. Now, keep in mind, it was also a position of power. Think about it, ladies. If your husband could afford to have a wife who couldn't move, couldn't do dishes, couldn't stand for more than 5 minutes, does that show you have lots of money or no money? Lots of money. So it's a position of power for men to show their wealth status. Is this a good thing for women or a bad thing for women? Oh, it's horrible. You're completely useless. You literally have to lounge around all day. You can't do anything for yourself. That doesn't sound so bad?
No, I said if you thought high heels were bad.
Yeah, exactly. So it is absolutely terrible and completely destroys any type of movement, forward movement for women. You're going to see that it's going to stay around China for a very long time, up until period 6. And people still have it today.
Like, how small?
Like 3 inches.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, how you getting?
Here, keep finishing. I'm going to see if I can pull up a picture of it.
No.
Yes. Yeah, no, I want to
We're
see.
fine.
Are you kidding me? I want to
I have a picture of it.
And actually, could pass it up? Like,
I don't have the good picture. I'll get it. You can just Google it. Pull out your phone and Google foot binding. They're like teeny. Here, I'll do it. Keep coloring so you can be done. Because I'm going to start notes here in like 3 minutes. Yes, we need to get a little bit ahead. It's 2 chapters. Yep.
that won't that really good.
But did it? Like really?
No.
No, it's slugged along. Honestly,
I'm ready for a day off, friend.
I'm ready for contact break.
Actually,
no, I actually don't.
Howard, wait, what was that hurricane's name?
Okay.
Michael.
Michael was so close.
I'm so
Yeah, but like.
Yeah, and it only destroyed $4.5 billion.
Yeah.
Alright, so here is what the shoes look like that these women are going to wear.
Oh my goodness.
That's how tiny they are. That's how tiny the shoes are. Okay?
Did they just like remove toes? Oh.
Ew. Oh my god.
This
Yeah,
is
no, I've seen some.
what their foots look like.
Oh.
Their feet look like. Shush.
Oh my god, how is that so high?
Of course, they break them.
There's no bones.
Like this is like someone made a comment of heels to oh the thing script for it. Men. Men are the ones who created high heels. Now the funny thing about high heels, the history of high heels, they're made for men.
Yeah.
There you go. But they were originally made for men.
So are wigs, right?
Yep. And then they were like, oh yeah, ladies, why don't you add that to the list?
We don't want to wear these things.
Here's another one that I think is a really interesting photo. That's her hand next to her foot.
Why does her foot look like a heel?
Because they created it into a heel. That's her toes.
Did they
They snap the front of your foot off. Not off, obviously, but they snap it. And so your heel is down, and then, like, you have that arch.
they ever just like cut? It looks like a doll. Just
No, because they need it. They need it.
That's how small.
That's how it's supposed to. It's supposed to be a cute little thing. It's completely destructive to all women. I think we can agree. Yes.
Is that stopped? Or they still go?
No one has done it to the extent, because you're not allowed to do that to your small child. You're not allowed to do that to your small child because it limits them from being a productive member of society. However, older people have decided that they want to do it, and it's not quite the same. Because think about how formed your bones are at this point, right? You used to do it when they were very small, like I think 2 or 3 years old. You do it to them. Could you imagine telling a 2 or 3-year-old, "Oh, this is going to make you beautiful," and as you break their feet, and keep breaking their feet? Because that's what happens. It takes like 6 times to break their feet.
Wait, in some
sorry.
regions, didn't they like bind the neck to like make it like long?
In Africa, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, we pierce our ears. We do other weird things too.
Well,
Keep that in
yeah,
mind. We
but-
dye our hair. I'm sorry. I mean, heels and all the other crap that we wear. Corsets for the longest time were killing women. We used to wear, and wearing the color green used to be made out of cyanide. So by breathing it too long, you would get poison your skin. Makeup used to be made out of
Like lead, right?
lead, so that turns your skin all different crazy colors. Oh, it makes you a little crazy. So it's hard for us to throw stones here, people.
I'm like traumatized.
From what?
From the foot.
All right, here we go. Take out your notebooks. Let's go. Oh, the people in the video are going to be so glad they got to see all those photos.
Oh, is our costume recorded?
Yes.
I saw like the Chinese like shoes and like the ripping shoes. Like I didn't see the picture.
My mom decided to go through this whole phase. She was like obsessed with like Japanese culture
That's pretty
and
cool.
everything. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my mom held a traditional Chinese tea
That's so
ceremony and
cool.
everything.
Was it cool?
It was, but then like she made me watch all these movies and like I don't.
Have you seen The Last Samurai?
No, but she's gonna make me watch it. I know it. It's
Oh, she's in the phase right now?
yeah. She's like.
Oh, she's slowly coming up?
Yeah.
Like a tea ceremony because some people like could not shut up.
It was like I don't even know. It was like
It was so much fun.
good.
Like,
That's cool. It's different. Way better than just. I'd be through now. All right, here we go. Write week 10 notes. Let's go. We are still in period 3. We're not in 4. We aren't going to get out of it. Every writing week is the end of a period, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, when's writing week?
Yeah.
13.
Wait, so was weekend?
10. We're in 10 right now. So you got 2 more weeks. It's always almost coming, people.
I think weekend 13.
No, week 13. All right, so here we go. Oh, I forgot to put my little thingy. My B. I'm a little behind, okay? Don't judge Vendela. Yes. Oh. Yes. Okay. Please listen carefully. Okay? All you have to do is listen. Remember, I'll tell you what you need to write. So, we've talked about the Bantu. This will be the 3rd time we talk about the Bantu. What are your 2 things you need to know about the Bantu? What do you got, Maggie?
Foundation of African Society.
Okay. In what 2 regards?
Oh.
They're going to spread what 2 things along Africa? You should all write this down because you clearly don't know it as well as you think you do. Alex.
Metal.
Metallurgy and Jesse.
Agriculture.
Oh, that's going to be your metallurgy. You need to know that the Bantu are going to spread metallurgy and language throughout all of Africa. Okay? So they're the ones spreading on the language and the metallurgy. What modern day language is as close to Bantu? Garrett.
Swahili.
Swahili is the closest. Is it the same? No, but it's the closest. So be aware. So if you didn't know that, write that down. Most of you, I would say all of you need to write that down. Okay. You need to write new crops, new food in Africa. That's your heading. Okay? New food in Africa. You need to write bananas. Yams. That's funny. Yams and chickens. Put a big star next to bananas. That is the biggest and most important one, actually. Now, you need to know that next to bananas, you need to write from Southeast from Southeast Asia. Now, underneath all three of those items, you're going to put a big star. Causes massive population growth. Now, so because of all these new crops, bananas, chickens, and yams, we're going to see a massive population boom. However, most of them are attributed to bananas. What nutrients do bananas have? Why do you eat them? What's the big reason behind it, Peyton?
I think it's sodium.
No.
Oh.
No, that's salt. What do you got? No, Amy. Potassium. Potassium makes your muscles and your bones significantly stronger, which makes it easier for women to give birth. If it's easier for women to give birth, guess what? More births. And that's going to cause a massive population boom in Africa. Having large amounts of population, is that going to change how things are done?
Yeah.
Yes. So, huge population boom is going to happen. See, 200 years, look at how much it grows. Let me point to it for you. So, 800 to 1,000, look at how much the population grows. As you can see, it's going to be huge. Okay, so pre-empires, right? Pre-empires. Okay, everything is done by, is going to be done by the elders. Government is run by the elders, and populations for each community is about 100 people. Okay, everything is done by the elders, and the population of the community is about 100. Does that make it easy to rule or hard to rule? Easy to rule. I have 157 AP World students. Okay, I could rule us as a civilization, don't you think?
Yeah.
It'd be awesome. We'd be like super on point. I'm just kidding. I have zero desire to be a dictator here. But imagine all of the AP World sophomores. We could create a village. It would be bigger than the largest villages during the time in Africa. But that being said, as population increase, is that going to cause a problem to these types of governments?
Yeah.
For sure. So once populations change, we now have, so I'd write population increases causes the rise of chiefdoms. Population increases causes the rise of chiefdoms. Because populations are getting so big, we're starting to see that the government of elders isn't working. So we start having kings who are a little bit more centralized, correct? We start starting towards leaning to a more centralized rule, and we start having small chiefdoms which start evolving into small kingdoms. Does that make sense? Is everyone understanding why politics is changing in Africa? Okay, we're having a population boom, so how things were done before cannot be done, so we need to have a more centralized government. Okay, so kingdoms are going to start arising. The first kingdom is the Kingdom of Congo. So you're going to put in a new header, Kingdom of Congo. You need to write down that they are the first centralized government in Africa. They are the first centralized government in Africa. Okay? They are going to use cowries as their currency. Does anyone know what a cowrie shell is? You do. You've seen one.
Wait, is it that thing that you put up to your ear?
No. That's a conch. That's a conch. A cowrie shell looks like this. People wear them on necklaces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've seen them before.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's not the one with the swirl. It looks like you put the rope in the middle of like what looks like its teeth.
Yeah.
Okay, they were super popular in the 90s. I owned a bunch of necklaces with cowrie shells on. They were cool at the time, okay? So I had a bunch of them. Some of you may own them. If you've gone on cruises and stuff, you'll see them all throughout the Caribbean.
I still have a bracelet.
Can you bring it in so we can see them? I tragically got rid of most of my cool high school stuff. It's more middle school, I think, actually. What do you got?
If they use cowrie shells as currency, like, what if you just found a cowrie shell, like, on the beach or something? Like,
That's-
then you just have
Oh,
money.
wait.
Yeah, same thing
What?
with gold. If you find a bunch of gold, Vendela,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
it's the same thing. Yeah.
were they rare?
Yeah, they're not that common. They're not like, I mean, no animal's like pumping them out every 5 minutes. You know what I mean? There's only so many at a time.
Yeah.
Goodbye. I'm like really Guys, I'm glad we got started. I know you probably didn't. I mean, Kellen looks like he's so sad that we got started on the assignment. But it is a good start because it's a 2-chapter. You know what I mean? Walking like a zombie. See ya. Thank you, you too. What's up? Kylie is? Perfect. That's awesome. Perfect.
So between each period, they all do like most of the empires that are in the period, like start falling.
Typically, but the Kingdom of Congo is going to stay around until 4 when the Portuguese, that's the first empire that falls to. So typically, yes. It's not always perfect. It's like, oh man, we're a period 2 empire, we're going to end. Then a period 2 is coming up. But you're going to see your golden ages.
When you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low.
Have a nice day.
Only hate the road when you're missing
Did you guys
home.
win yesterday, Gary?
Only know you love her when you let her go.
Well, the 18th, so that should be blood of a touchdown.
And you let her go. Staring at the bottom of your glass, hoping one day you'll make a dream last. But dreams come slow and they go so fast. You see when you close your eyes, maybe one day you'll understand why everything you touch surely dies. But you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Staring at the ceiling in the dark, same old empty feeling in your heart. 'Cause love comes slow and it goes so fast. When you see her when you fall asleep, but never to touch and never to keep, 'cause you loved her too much and you dive too deep. When you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go. Oh, oh, and you let her go. Oh, oh, will you let her go? You only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. 'Cause you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go.
I think Claire and Nathan were the ones that.
Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go.
Yeah, it's in December, so.
Yes, no. Let me know the
And
date.
it's
And you let her go.
and we combine with course the Christmas program.
Oh,
It's a really
cute.
nice program. My parents really like it.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. I know you don't want to hear this. I don't even know if I turned off my recording. Oh, cool. They